Good day everyone, I'm Teacher May and I'm here to teach you about science. There are animals that go through different stages of development before they look like their parents. Different kinds of animals have their own unique ways of reproducing. They have different stages of development. The stage of development from being an egg to an adult, which reproduces, is called the life cycle of animals. Today's topic is all about life cycle of animals and the environment. What is a life cycle? It is a series of changes in form that an organism undergoes, returning to the starting state. Or a life cycle is a pattern that is repeated again and again. The butterfly also undergoes 4 stages of growth and development for complete metamorphosis. When we are talking of complete metamorphosis, it occurs in 4 stages. We have egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The first stage of the life cycle of a butterfly is the egg. Butterflies often lay eggs on leaves the insects can eat after they hatch. The second stage is the larva or the caterpillar. They look different from adult. They move around and eat a lot. They grow very fast and molt several times, shed old skin and grow a new one. The third stage is the larva becomes a pupa. A pupa, when it makes a hard covering for itself, inside this covering, the pupa undergoes changes. The last stage is that the hard case around the pupa splits open. A butterfly comes out. An adult butterfly is the 4th stage in the butterfly's life cycle. Let's proceed to the life cycle of a frog. A life cycle of a frog is considered as incomplete metamorphosis. When we are talking of incomplete metamorphosis, it occurs in 3 stages. We have egg, we have young, and adult. Most frogs have a 2-stage of life cycle. A larva that lives in water and an adult that lives on land. The female frog lays its eggs among water plants that thrive in water. A male frog drops its sperm on the eggs. The frog's eggs are not fertilized inside the body of the female frog. After 10 days, the fertilized eggs develop into a young tadpoles. A tadpole develops gills through which it breathes. It uses its tail for swimming. As the tadpole grows, its hind legs appear. These hind legs are helpful. They enable the tadpole to push itself to the surface of the water. Later on, the front legs appear, the tail becomes shorter. By this time, its gills disappear and its lungs develop. The frog can now breathe out of water. The frog grows into an adult frog, and the life cycle is repeated. The rate at which amphibians grow and the length of time they spend as larvae depends on the species, the water temperature, and available food. The lesser food and the cooler temperature, the longer it takes for metamorphosis. Let's proceed to the life cycle of a chicken. Every chick begins as one fertilized egg. When the sperm cell from the rooster unites or joins with the egg cell from the hen during fertilization, a fertilized egg or a zygote is formed. The zygote starts to divide into 2 cells, then into 4, 8, and so on. After some time, the cells develop into an embryo inside the egg cells. The egg hatches and it becomes the chick or the offspring of the parent animals. A chicken's egg is an example of a fertilized egg. Have you watched how a chick hatches from a fertilized egg? The mother hen sits on the eggs to keep them warm, and the chicks inside the egg are developed. After 3 weeks, each egg breaks open and a chick comes out. Some animals are hatched from eggs. The eggs of some animals are fertilized inside the female's body by the male sperm cell. Shells are formed around the eggs. The eggs are then warmed and hatched outside the mother's body. Baby animals of birds and reptiles are hatched from eggs. The mother bird sits on the eggs to keep them warm while the embryo develops. Birds use their body heat to keep the egg or the eggs warm. This is called incubation. To help keep the eggs warm and to protect them from predators, birds build nests. The period of incubation cannot be interrupted. In some birds, the father and the mother take turns in sitting on the eggs. While one is sitting on the eggs, the other finds food. At the end of the incubation, the baby birds start to break the shell. When it gets out of the egg, the baby bird is tired and its feathers are wet. It keeps warm under its mother's wings. The baby bird gets its food from its mother until it is ready to look for its own food. The eggs of reptiles do not need incubation, unlike birds. Reptiles have leathery shells that prevent moisture from escaping. Like turtles, they lay their eggs on the beach. When it is time for a turtle to lay its egg, it leaves the water and goes to the beach. It digs a hole in the sand where it lays its eggs. It uses its hind legs to cover the eggs with the sand. The eggs are hatched after 2 months. The baby turtles that come out of the eggs rush toward the sea where they will grow. While in our alligators, they lay their eggs near rivers, or in ponds, or in swamps. A female alligator builds her nest on a mound of plants and mud about 6 feet wide and 3 feet high near the water. She lays eggs in a hole on top of the mound and covers them with more plants. Heat produced by the rooting plants makes the eggs hatch. The mother alligator guards the nest to keep predators from eating them for 3 months, the time required for her eggs to hatch. So that's all for now. Always remember that we have 2 kinds of metamorphosis, namely complete metamorphosis and incomplete metamorphosis. So goodbye and God bless.